My name's Steph.
And I'm Jacob.
And we have bought a block of land through Mirvac and we are building a house in Everleigh Greenbank.
Today we'd like to share our story and our journey, and hopefully you find some of the information helpful.
Before we were building a house at Everleigh, we were living at Ripley and we were renting there. I work in the security industry.
I work in finance in the city.
And that's us.
When did we think we were ready to buy a house? It was a bit of a process, but we don't like to drag decisions out for too long. Took a bit of a drive out to Everleigh to meet with someone that we've known for a little while, one of the builders, and walked into the sales office and had a look through the Everleigh estate. The following Tuesday, we paid the deposit for our block.
We knew pretty early in the piece, I guess, of our relationship, to be honest, that one day we did definitely want to buy a house and we wanted to do it together. So when it came to the journey of us building a house or buying a house, we knew exactly what we wanted and what we didn't want. Jacob wanted a 3-car garage for the jet skis. I wanted to have a nice alfresco that we could entertain and have friends and family over. So that really took into place of what we did and what we didn't need when we did come to deciding to buy the build or buy a house.
There wasn't a moment we started to sort of do any open floor inspections along the way. We sort of enjoyed looking at different houses and I guess furniture and that sort of thing from the very beginning. I guess we did a bit of both, looking at open homes to buy, which often was a bit of a letdown, but then also the exciting part of going to a new display village and sort of seeing something that would have been and has been absolutely incredible.
So we decided to build instead of buy because what we wanted in our house was something that we couldn't find in any existing property. We wanted to have enough room for a 3-car garage or at least a house and a shed, but also have a home that we were happy with. And unfortunately, there was just no houses on the market when we were interested that fit the criteria of what we were looking for. So I'm also a little bit OCD and want everything to be perfect and how I want it to be. So that's why we decided to build, because we could custom make it to exactly what we wanted to make it happy and perfect for our life.
What made us choose Greenbank as an area to look at? Very much, I guess, we didn't choose Greenbank in the beginning. I guess we stumbled across it and it found us almost. Drove out and as soon as Steph sort of saw the sign at the very top, she fell in love, and it was a bit of a rainy day at the time. Everything was super green as it is, and it just had that real sort of, I guess, home vibe is what we were sort of talking about at the time. It just, yeah, made us want to sort of come back, and that's when we went for a walk through the land sales, and the block jumped out at us as well. I guess a few things to look out for is it's got to feel like home. We went through a few drives, a few different areas, and it just didn't feel quite feel right, I guess you could say. Whereas when we drove into this, it felt right.
Yeah, it felt like home. I think that was the big thing for us, was we couldn't picture ourselves in any other estate. There was no other house that was existing, and there was no other property development that made you feel like you really were at home. And that was something that we felt as soon as we drove into the estate and we saw the big Everleigh sign. You just felt at home, you felt comfortable. It was the green grass, the beautiful trees, the landscaping, everything. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to stay here. It was beautiful.
One of the big things for us was land size, and in those sort of alternative areas, I guess that's what almost drove us away from building at one point. We just couldn't find what we were looking for. Whereas we drove into Greenbank and it was an area that sort of we were very familiar with, but I guess that's the bonus of not sort of just leaving it to online, going for a drive, seeing what's here. Drove into the area, it felt right, and we found exactly what we were looking for. Going through the land sales, they were helpful. You absolutely loved Eileen.
Yeah, she's my best friend. We walked straight in and she was able to provide us with all of the information. You got information of where we are now in terms of the development stage, what's to come, the schools, the parks. And I feel like that was a really good indication. It was kind of like looking at a crystal ball to see if we were to move here, this is what our future could possibly be like. And for us, that is something you can only obtain from having a conversation and doing a little bit of research beforehand, but really going and seeing and communicating with them, because at the end of the day, it's so important. I guess when answering the question, what made Everleigh different, was the sense of home and community you get when you drive down the main road into the estate. You can see families, you can see people walking with their kids, you can see parks and green trees and beautiful landscape. And I think that's what makes it different. You just get that really home, comfortable, snuggly and warm feeling when you are coming into the Everleigh estate. And that's what makes Everleigh home. The way that we explain Everleigh and Mirvac to family and friends, I guess to an extent people probably think it's just a company, but it really is more than that. For us, Mirvac is the land developers and Everleigh is our home. And there is no other way that we can possibly describe the companies that have built us and created the foundation for where we are and where we're going to be for quite a long time. It's home.
You often get asked about good experiences, bad experiences with any company you sort of deal with, and Mirvac for us has been one of those good experiences that you do share with 10 friends. Everything from signing the first contract to land settlement has been nothing but easy for us, so
Yeah.
it's been great.